Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together."
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
And that's how we begin the story, folks. The new chapter. Supreme Court, London Chief Justice Office. Greetings, everybody. I'm Gunnels3 here, and welcome back to the Great East Detective. Chapter 3, the case of the runaway, carriage, the car, whatever you pronounce it. Sorry for the lack of updates on the Let's Play. Lifetime work is actually rough, and especially over here in Tennessee, we have really bad, had a really bad heat wave earlier last week. And I mentioned before, Sundays are my days off, because of long work days. With that said, I was not expecting these chapters to be that long. I'll try my best to get each chapter done for you guys. Each video be a part. But odds are, given how slow this chapter is going to be, small this chapter, first part of the chapter is going to be, from the looks of it, maybe part 1, but I don't, part 2 into it, but I don't know how long it's going to be. Tomorrow is my day off, and I will be doing some videos as well. With that said, let's continue. We're in the great city of London, folks. What an incredible place. What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. Wow. There's some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. but they're only been built for a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has been quite different and has a quite different impact. Would you agree? Far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar, but I think there's more to difference than just construct materials. What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naburusan, and the Supreme Court of Great Britain. Lord Chief Justice. Lord Chief Justice. We had instructed to report here at the time if circumstances were different. At this time, if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead, we were in a different capacity. As envious to report the news of Kazuma's death. Yes. Having delivered his or home message and envoy duty is alone. Envoys? Would it be envy duty? So we have to return to Japan. If we remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as a law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer, which is why I've been studying for here in Great Britain, and it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So the second reason why we're here is to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. Only way we'll be able to remain here in London. It's the only way we're gonna be able to remain here in London. I'm hoping I'm up to scratch. So basically, bluff your way. That is what Wright is known for. Good morning. Sorry for keeping you. Ooh, wow. Oh. I trust you aren't looking exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no. Don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing to do. That's not a good... However, how fortunate. So, introductions. I'm Mel Strongheart. Okay, is it Mile Strongheart or Miles Strongheart? Okay, that's a hard one. Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. Ugh, and I have a feeling I feel like I'm a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Oh no, don't be a mouse. And thank you for pointing it out! It's an honor to meet you, Sir Chief Justice. I'm from England and Japan. Well, Mr. Narrative. Welcome to London, the capital of the glorious empire. Ah, yes, thank you. London. So, what are your impressions of the capital so far? Or how do you like London? Help. I'm so nervous since I got here, I can't even remember the single side of the city. It's simple as explains it. It isn't if I'm so hard. Yes, it is. Oh. Well, we had a wonderful view of London streets from the carriage on our way here from the station. Everything's so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, pipe water, gas, and even cable supply energy. We spearhead every revolutionary new factor in the world. Every visitor in London is astounded. Okay. Hey, I'm trying to do a good British accent, and I believe from what I heard, he has a pretty deep voice to his tone. So I'm gonna try my best, but I'm gonna say good luck. Oh yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there, Sadhu-san. Everyone here is so jolly and full of vigor. Yes, there is much more excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Great exhibition. Cultural and technical achievements from around the globe to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacular in the world. Okay, I'm really lost for words here. It will be the greatest spectacular of its kind in history. It will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. I believe that was a thing back then. But oof. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Brilliant capital city is nothing more but magnificent London. It is the center of the modern world. I think there's a translation error somewhere in that. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody's playing the fan translation or can read Japanese in the original translation, let me know. Even so, even if you say yourself, the sun will never set on our great empire. Ironic. I'm not gonna say much, but let's just say irony. Perhaps it's fate that these progressive items, we welcome visitors from the great land of the rising sun. Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of the law from the study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. Mr. Kazuma Azumali, if I remember, sir. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on this situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the Stern ship, bound on our shores. For our shores. Well, well, at least we don't have to go through loopholes on that one. That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. Of course. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored disappointment especially to inform me of the news. Yes. We were in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me that you Japanese people are a people of protocol and courtesy. I see, and it's true. I see that it's true. Okay, it is with some regret I must inform you that the death of your young learner means the study tour arrangement can no longer be proceed. If you would hear us out, Mr. Stoneheart. What do you mean? You have to say, madam. It's about that study tour. Mr. Naruto here would like to make a proposal. What would he now? Well, Mr. Naruto, this is it then. The moment of truth. Continuing the study tour. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strong. I was wondering if perhaps you could start allowing the story to go ahead. Don't misunderstand me, but I would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there's someone else, another lawyer from Japan I mean? You? Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited from Britain in your country. And that was Mr. Sally, at least from what I've said to understand. Well, the thing is, this is really going in well and all. I just can't find the right words to say this to the man. Listen, Naruto, I could ruin things if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? There's something else to find that can... It's really hard to tell. It's possibly coat on, yes, this one. Most of those introduction. But for some you mean this charming lady beside you. You are a lawyer, are you? So it's just giving me. After all these days of hard work she put me through today, I couldn't help but let it out. I think that's, I'm not joking, don't you? Not so hard, I imagine. I can do it. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have the qualifications much, but not qualifications, you say, and yet you still claim to be a lawyer. I have acted as a lawyer in court before, only once, as it happened. I had customers' help, and was the record accused, but glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Britain to study. I learned all about the British laws and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Burrow. The voyage from Japan is 15 days, I believe. Now, not what you call a full education. To become qualified here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far short time period, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma Asagi's journey had only just begun. I mean, is on the story tour was all he thought about. I have to carry it on. And do everything I can. He planned to do. I know it must sound like I have inflated opinion on myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you can care to set me. It's just one chance, so I'm just asking for it. Please. 30 seconds. I'm sorry. Your opening statement there. It was 30 seconds long. Not too brief, but not too particular. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you on good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So you're willing to put those words to the trial? Oh, are you? Well, I am for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intended to do everything Mr. Sagi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes. That's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter there all of a sudden? I have to agree, it did. It suddenly did. Very well. Yeah, you have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a qualified certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? Yes, sir. Thank you. What's the test, sir? So, what form of test will you take exactly? Tell me, Master Lord, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. So let's have to defend. Huh? Your timing is perfect. In fact, there is an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocates have been appointed for the defense as is late. So this will be welcome news. Today, oh boy, straight away, if you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll pass that test. Right there. What could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations? You don't say! Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Mr. Longsword? Well, yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial. Of course. Murder. An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. That's easy to say, but I should mention just in case. If the defendant is found guilty, he will, of course, be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? You mean death. But to death. Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows, without exception. Presumably, you read as much as a short sea base. Yes, we couldn't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life. I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. But, you can't do that, can you? Yes, he can, technically. There's no need to overcomplicate things. You have to do it. This is ensure that you won't lose. Fair point. Well, the defendant may live or die, depending on how well we perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged. Press the number or something? And you come to me to be claiming to be a lawyer? Yes. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to go through the will of your compatriot, compatriot, Mr. Asagi. I'd like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What? What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but I'm time is pressing. The trial will begin shortly. I need an answer for you now. What's it gonna be? What do I say? I have to agree to a certain test? I have to do it. Alright then. I'll have to give you a decision. And it is 50 seconds. Your decision makes if you want to. So, is it sorry. You have enough, but lack of resolve to see it through. The test is cancelled. Yeah. I'm sorry, Mouse. The resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madame? I think what Mrs. Harlan means is that no matter how badly I like to be recognized as a lawyer, it's here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his only chances at a trial as triviality would be utterly forgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I am sure that the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in the court day after day, but for each one of those clients, The particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified for a job yet at dock. I'm sorry I wasted your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruto? Oh, was there something else? Approximately 20 seconds by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should be there in time. What? I said that. I was quite serious what I told you. The defendant's case, in this case, has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him in the trial. We'll begin without defense. And if it happened, there's no possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence by the judge passed down. That's awful. But that's the truth. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. Second. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there only one person now is with the chance to save this man from a miserable end. And that is you. Really? His only hope. Oop. So, what do you say now, madame? Oh, me? Oh, Miss Lawrence. You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend the man or on these circumstances, and I agree. But by my estimate, it's purely simple, a matter of resolve. Oh, our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend to. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture to the great city, enjoy yourself. We're doing this. He's gone. Old Bailey. Yo. That's what I'm going to the... We must leave at 1. Let's move. 18th of February, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey Defense Detention Chamber. Detention. Oh, thank goodness, we're here in time. There's 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew the horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver we climbed in aboard? Get us to the destination in 5 minutes, driver. There's a genuine, getting in for it's the favorite lines from Sherlock Holmes stories, and it worked perfectly. Of course, I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die and have to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of them all. So this is the Old Bailey. Even this courtroom, the defendant must find it around. Are you alright, Mr. Naruto? I'm feeling tense, that's all. The place is giving me the same tense foreboding that I remember in the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. I feel like it was only yesterday I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you defended is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at the moment. Top of the morning to you, madame, sir. What are you Delson doing in here? Taking to the portrait, are they? our fair depart are they? Sorry. Well, you look at the expressions on your faces. From the east are youths. Please forgive my British my attempts on British accent. And please, folks, even if it's an old British accent, please forgive me. We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan is it? Right. Say no more. So, how much do you need? No. We're here because... No need to explain, fellas. I've been here myself. I have. Please, no, the need. Please, well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. Let's grand. I think it's Tisgran. I can't even... Okay, guys, sorry if I'm butchering any British accent. I did say earlier in the first chapter that any British and Japanese-based accents I am not really great at. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing more. 1,000 guineas? They would be translated later to pounds. Please, Miss Saruto, you don't have to shout. But that's 1,000 guineas is enough to an entire mansion. It precedes this area of Tokyo. What? So it's about almost 100,000 yen, I think, if I remember correctly. This is nothing to me at all. I'd like to assure I have significant funds, whether it's rainy or easy. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London or two, these times over. Could that much rain even fall from London? If so, we're here to possibly step us up. Hit me in the eye. Don't get me wrong, fella. I ain't giving you this thing of attack. I've been waiting for you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, this little embarrassing. The trial is about to begin, you see. It's for me, good self. Here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what do you want to do? To come along with me and stand beside me? Officially, you be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Well, that thing is, don't worry, thing. All you do is stand up there next to me, and otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representative. That's true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't making it all. I'm terribly sorry to have to say this, but doesn't that mean you have a defendant? You're the defendant in this trial? Miss White says, do you not know who I am? Me, one of the largest, London's biggest names. No, sorry, we only just arrived in the city. I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, next to Hyde Park, there's a certain one that in the center of London is another beautiful park. Sorry, a park? What? It's called Misguided Park. Misguided Park. I think that's a pun, if I believe. Full blossom flowers in the spring, singing birds whatnot. I donate to the city, so did I. An entire park in central London. A city of smiles, that's my vision of London. There's nothing Maglated wouldn't do for the city. Okay, how do you pronounce his last name? Gilded? It's like the way the thing is written, it's either a I-L or L-I-D-E-D. It's hard to tell on my screen. Oh, he's a colorful brooch. That's amazing. I mean, it's really extraordinary. But there's a gal, they've all gal to say, I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus Miguel. What's the matter with the London police? I asked you. Alright, don't pass out. Mr. Naruto? Perhaps we should introduce ourselves while the gem is catching his breath. Good idea. Mr. McLady, the thing is, we are actually the London's British, we're actually law students and on our way here from the cities. Huh? So, oh, you don't, and yet we'd be happy to put our hands in this. What? This thing after you did? Okay, what was I after saying? Yeah. So stand up next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I haven't really offered a job. Stand up there next to you. Oh, think what's going on here. I think I know what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you're thinking. If this chance fella claims to have more money than the queen. No. But that's true. If that's true, what in blazes can he hire the finest lawyer in England? But he did it. That's the only thing. Well. Oh, well. Exactly. Well, like you said, I have the money, but all the money, but I have anyone. You don't have it. Or there's no other logical than your produce charge. Oh. Well, you call a spade a spade in East. Do you do? Oh, I'm sorry. You don't mean to be any offense. I can't express myself very well in English, you see. And I'm never sure I'm capable to say what I said, so. Is that so? Because, see, you sounded fluent enough when you were telling me that you were a blackguard. But a blackguard, is that gonna be a slang term or a term I should not say? I really don't want to say it. I'm sorry. I can't say I blame you for thinking it, fella. It is a little strange, but to be honest, why don't you have a lawyer? I mean, this would be my fault, the fault of the Reaper. Sorry? Did he say Reaper? The Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Barak von Zeist. He's the prosecutor. Von Zeist. Think that's how you pronounce it? The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper. When Von Zeist stands to prosecution, they call the accused his sacrifice limbs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been prosecuted, the accuser has been damned. So as it's reached a desperate situation, whether there was no willing to stand the defense against the fellow at all. You couldn't say that he's a living legend of the old Bailey. Goodness, Lord Barak von Zeist. He must be an exceptional talented prosecutor. Talented isn't the word you'd be looking for, man. It's cursed. Cursed. What on earth? The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way to the courtroom. The trial will begin. His court, his counsel. That will be me. Oh, it's time. When the fellow don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. until you show your face here. I made up my mind, so I had. Sorry. I decided I had to defend myself in there. No doubt. But you made an appearance. The student law, what do you know? To this no accident, I assure you that. This is fate. So, I could call V now, please. Miyazaki. I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Mr. Naruto, this man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend. Yes, something comes to mind. Castle, you're the heart of the defense. What are you doing? You're late for the start of this trial. You will lose, right? I understand. Let's go. I'll be right there. It's happening then. My first trial in a British court. I hope you are watching me, Kazuma, because I have no idea but how I'm going to manage this. Oh boy. Once the to be continued hits, I'm gonna call it a stream. February 18th, 10 a.m., Old Bailey Court. Oh, wow. Well, this is the highest court in Britain. Of the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different from the Supreme Court of Japan. It feels both opposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes the words redundant. However, whatever the country determines a person's guilt or innocence, always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruto? Oh, yes. Don't. Your eyes ready to pop out of your head again. I know, I just can't help it. And there's the prosecutor. And the judge. In the name of Her Majesty, the Queen, I hereby declare the court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Madness of McLeod. I call upon the counsel, the prosecution, and the defense to declare the willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared. This must be the Reaper of the Brilliant, and he really doesn't fully look prepared to dispatch his net. The counsel is for defense. You appear to be concerned. Do you speak English? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defendant was ready. Those eyes please me, Nips. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that word. There's the word I'm referring to. They show their fear, no doubt. I'm not gonna say his word lines, please. A cold shiver right now in my spine, all the way down to the tips of my toes. Now, Mr. McLeod, you stand accused of murder, a capital offense that will be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? As I said, Mr. Muller, it's a grand thing to give opportunity to the young, even if the fella is a student from some little island off to the far east. It's not the British this way to ignore dangerous to it yet to yourself, and giving those less fortunate a fair chance. I like to think the act of chivalry is a great British Empire proud. He's fine. What a fine gentleman. Okay, I'm not gonna speak because they're all speaking really quickly. It seems though everybody in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. That's definitely welcome news. He's certainly way words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. McLeod. A most laudable statement. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure you hardly need to remind you. There are 6 members of the public. You have been selected for your most importantly. Are you ready to proceed? Yes, my lord. If it's tasked to send me the rotter to the others, then... At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly, naturally, I agree. Ha! Any criminal will be wishing they'll never lay eyes on me. Oh boy, we have to have one of the drunks, don't we? I feel a chill. Oh, don't mind me, dears. I'll just be getting on with me. Must finish meeting my grandson. Mr. Nono, these people want the jury, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. That's right, if only we ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of the 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence accordingly to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on their common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged to 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? That I didn't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses. Yes. What's your wrong critiques? He is definitely Edward's ancestor. You can definitely see the resemblance. Was a bit more of uncommon. Yes, 5 years have passed since I've last spent reverently in this capacity. So, what brings you back? Is there some change in circumstances which the court should be aware of? Reaper has been out of action for life. Why does he have to choose today of all days to make Reaper come back? Don't lose your heart, Mr. Yes, well, sir. The court will nevertheless welcome your return. Well then, opening statements, I think, summarize the case, if you please. Certainly, Mr. My Lord. The incident took place in the late evening 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was the maker of the building bricks known as, in the community, as thrice fired during main descent. So he's been fired 3 times. Sorry, thrice? He was a very accomplished craftsman and bricklayer. Bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. Okay, so thrice is a different word. The victim's corpse was discovered in an ominous service on the streets of London. The dagger had been thrust into the victim's abdomen, believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here's an autopsy report from the medical office of Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept the photograph and evidence. And further items of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. Those are... Because Lord, a blood... Is that blood counsel? Yes, my lord. Seized by the policemen who arrived at the scene. Those gore-soaked gloves were taken off the hands of the accused when they... What? Oh boy. How did I get into this? Okay, I gotta look into that. Stabbing blood, isn't it? Not the moment's pleasant sight to be confronted with our first day in London. Well, nothing comes crumbling down. No, by the way, Mr. Glove's right-handed. Yes. At least that's left-handed. Pity. If only he'd been left-handed. I think the blood on the gloves were firmly encoded. Okay. Yeah. Take a look at this. Mason, age 54. Wow. Cause the time of death: between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife, with journeying in an ambulance. Died due to internal hemorrhage resulting in his trauma. From the trauma. There were only 2 passengers traveling in his vehicle at the time. Only 2. Obviously, one of those passengers was deceased of critical aerospace. The other was the accused, Mr. McGlided. Oh boy. Under the circumstances, let's say this. Defendant, what do you say? I have no recollection of such name. Mr. McGlided. For sure, I wrote him as a dad event, but whenever I have him carriage, I've taken a fierce charginess. I've always succumbed to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep? This is motion to carry. The motion is so, my lord, but I often... Such was desperate sight before me. The body of a man I've never laid my eyes upon in my life. All I ask you is, what do you want to rush to help a fella? I wasn't about to start worrying about my gloves now, was I? I reached out, giving the hand a hand. So the blood died on the gloves after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, the statement's written is only the beginning, but there's more of it. There were multiple witnesses. The process... Oh boy. Order, order, order. Thank you, Council. If we think the testimony is... Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses at once. Witnesses, your names and qualifications. My name is Will. Call me People. I drove the ambulance in the East End. Bruce Farplay. I'm a banker in the city. My name is Frost. Frost Day first. Okay. I make hats for gents. Let's begin with confirming the facts. 3 days ago, let's start time at 10 o'clock in the evening. All you were present and stand in the ambulance, witness, and inform of the incident. And is this correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir, that's right. Very well then, let's proceed with your formal testimony, please. Either you will tell the court precisely what you saw. Witness testimony. What we witnessed. It was the last bus of the evening. I had a few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Out of the blue, the accused reached over, plunged a knife into his gut. That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed. I did. And I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped the bus, and then I saw it too. I'm sprinkling this testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. There is no meaning to witness that based on own eyes. I'd like to ask questions if I may. Yes, counsel. Well, the testimonies makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I mean, why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As I heard clearly stated from the outside, yes. Well, in that case, then that one would possibly witnessing that happened. There's no way they could have seen inside the carriage. Point taken. PowerPoint. I tend to read the several of the Eastern Island nations. It was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you still really so ignorant about our enemies? Tell me, have you... Oh no. Well, only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I arranged for all to see ourselves, the actual scene of the crime, that is. What do you mean, actual scene? A carriage designed for it to be moved after, presumably, you see, you will understand much. Yes. With the ambulance is a bloody crime scene that took place here today, in this area. Here. What? The entire carriage. Bring forth the stricken ambulance. Wow. That's a big one. No, that's an ambulance. The ambulance. I cannot believe they bring something enormous here in the Great Britain Port Army. That's a great army. As you can see, the ambulance pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. 4 passengers are seated in the closed cabin and the other 4 are on the rooftop, back above. Every Londoner knows that the best view of the city's architectural sites had to be the top on the ambulance. And I should point out to our former guests There is a sky view on falling view and it's here to see it above. Ah, skylight. Oh. Their penny dropped at last. I see. These two gentlemen were accompanying the rooftop seats on the basement. That's how they came with the through the skylight. That makes perfect sense. Well, Counsel, this is the first. It's the first. In many years behind the bench, I never experienced the crime itself being brought into the court. There are a number of important clues remaining inside my carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the evidence itself as evidence. That is the prosecutor's wish. Very well. I see no reason why not. The evidence is hereby accepted in evidence. Okay, I gotta look at this thing before I can believe it. The entire case, the crime scene is in evidence. Well, let's open it and see what's inside, shall we? The scene of a murder. It's horrible. Isn't that blood soaked on the seat? The victim's obviously, yes, and the seat would clear be visible from the roof deck. That would really stab. Would you really stab someone if you were the passengers, I wonder? Oh, it was after dark, and it's dark out. There was a lamp on in there, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight. Whatever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like there's a planned attack. Ah, the poster of the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus on being drawn to the Crystal Tower centerpiece of the whole experience. Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. Perhaps people all over London must be frizzling over the excitement of all the So this is the roof of the Indies. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of the street from up here. So people sit all the way on the bitter nights of the cold pass. And they must have plenty of money to do so. I can't imagine how cold it must feel. That's just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city on the freezing cold as a punishment? Perhaps that is the real price you pay for stay out late. True. You can certainly see inside the carriage, though through an opening, that's for sure. Yes, there's a lamp inside and close to the cabin. I'm sure the witness must have been able to see clearly. That's not good for us. Great Britain is similar, so I could have helped myself by giving that obvious info. Let's continue with the proceedings in your conversation, counsel. Afraid no seed. stabbing, you say? And where were you saying on the river now, were you?
Excuse me!
Oh, sorry. Hey, I scooped. I scooped off there.
Hold it!
Alright, then I happened to look down through the skylight. That is sticking in my... I ran inside D. That didn't help me. The jury looks like they're even more convinced. They appear to have made clear dubious status. Even if we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. There's first. Is that night? You saw this? Ah, yes, good grief. Yes. Is that the very one, sir? It's that. Yes, counsel. This blade was driven into the victim's belly, straight through the heart. That blade of considerable size, counsel. It is furthermore, it's scarred the bristle prominent with certain initial. The letters M must may often please no. Yeah, or Magnus, or Magon. Take your pick. It seems the particular name of London, a magnificent mistake.
Objection!
Ah, boy. Yes.
Objection!
The blade is far too extravagant to be poor bricklayer's own. The weapons almost certainly belong to the accused. Not so conclusive, but certainly compelling counsel. Oh Lord. Yes, number 3. What's the meaning of this? Mine is made up. Completely made up what? I don't like staying with never have. But there's always been something that suddenly be. Yes, little leprechaun man is no exception. Not well spoken informant. There's the point of wasting to listen more of this. That's my opinion, no matter what. That's precisely what I was about to say. And furthermore, what the? Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give the verdict. But they're fired. Apparently, yes. While for innocent or black, innocent and black, for innocent and black for guilty. As 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they cast a ball into the great fire. The skulls of towards this moment. So if the enormous fire scale falls completely black, that means. I'll do our best to make sure that doesn't happen. How am I even worried that much more? Very well. The court acknowledged the change in its juror's stance. The counsel of defense, please continue the cross-examination. Yeah, this is nightmare. You don't say. I heard the crime scene to stop the bus. What exactly did you see? Well, of course, the passenger, sir, is compelled on the floor. Left on the floor as he was. And by passenger, you were also referring to the victim. Like this. The other passengers, or you refer to the accused, Mr. If you'll forgive the interruption. Go on. Oh, are you? Oh, it's the cause of events, but I do. Oh. That's four. That's 6 stories. There are only 2 left. We have it. Every time I investigate more information. Nevertheless, but we need anything at the moment. We still have much. I suppose I'll have to keep pressing the witnesses. Knowing the sparks from Dave will must go to my home. Well, my cover will get us back. But alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to witness statements again. Alright, so when it happened, only 2 people were in close encounters. Were the defendant and help me 3 whole people witnessed the encounter. I don't like to be permissive, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation. What am I supposed to do? To think is Mr. McLean really innocent, or could it be? But before we jump to conclusion, first we should gather information. We should understand the case much better before the moment. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witnesses' statements again, a little more carefully this time.
Hold it!
You could tell us what you saw a little more detail if you don't mind. Why don't you ask the young man next to you? Oh, me? Yes.
Hold it!
Examine, you say, and you were saying. Yes. Yes, sir. He was on the roof. I was on the roof. So I remember seeing the little next to the fellow that was down. I was thinking about the house. But then it happened to look down the skylight. It was really striking to the ground confused and no. As we have heard, the witness has Yes, sir.
Hold it!
What exactly did you say? Oh, well, sir.
Hold it!
You saw through the skylight on the roof of the carriage? That's right, when he sat up on the top of the deck in the window. On the right. There was a lamp inside, and it's a pretty good view inside. There's two men sitting there with hats. I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's a sort of doubt in mind there was Mr. Quigley. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? Look as a gentleman of a rather small stature. How can I have mistaken him for anyone else? Let's not forget that the vehicle came to halt only people in the closed chamber cabins, where the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. Glenn. There's no room for doubt here. I really wish I was there.
Hold it!
Yes, I think there's a little after 10, wasn't it? Yes, sir, that was right. Yes, I've been cold as breathing in there. And you are 4 passengers on board and time is correct, right? Yes, that's right, sir. No traveling at a time. Parts. And there was no other passengers in the incident. They take place in a side second. That's not right. There's no other passengers, no. So nobody fled the scene after the crime. I would say there's a boss running does everything but the last boss every day. But I don't wonder if there's all the other. That's very hard to say. What do you mean by that? What's being said, being cold, and everything only makes 20 pence money, see. Yes, I spend that much on at the pub, by the way, to honest trying to warm up again. I just couldn't believe it, sir. I couldn't believe it. A murder on my own bus. It's too awful, but I haven't been able to. Well, Lord, how much to speak? Oh boy. I wouldn't be hearing the facts, though. Oh, I've heard enough now. No worse is full. Oh, please, just keep it all alone. What's next? The 5 jurors are really good now, man. You have heard the testimony of the witness. Yes, I really have. Still got my hearing, you know. And pray tell, why are you for now? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm certainly your parents. I always go to the park around this time of the day and sit in a nice branch to get my name. There's a lovely little park near where I live. It's a belated park, it's called. The gentleman donated the city, you know, to put a smile on the Londoner's face, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have let him in it. He's always done wonderful things for the city. That's right, a man like that. Prince Dan certainly mother. How many Londoners live in their own heads about what kind of man the What kind of man is he? The falafel is my He has enough wealth to purchase the entire claim so highly. But there did come where all this your clients. I'm not gonna say that word. What? Michael's money is extraordinary. When they default, they may take possessions of their. I've never heard of a man like that. You're have facilities. You haven't deserted you. I'm sorry. I saw have you not question mine. Where the man's wealth might have London is certainly not the carriage of his own. What purpose could his men have to make a public and this service? This ain't nothing. Well, it was a poor boy. If nothing, the name is safe a constable financial. But let alone the very day. The black man. This is really bad.
Hold it!
If I may add something, you claim to know the victim's life and month, but where is your evidence to support your claim? Pray forgive the skirt of the hollow chalice in the law. There it is. How can I get that? I might find myself unexpectedly good humor. And I heard ladies from our West Groves. My fear is in beach. Allow me to present the ledger of evidence. Okay, I gotta look at that. Bruce Fairfoot. Shine. This is bad. That's it. The last word is this. According to this we have read on, when all members of the jury has concluded that the defendant is guilty, the court proceedings are suspended and proceedings of that's what this says here. The final verdict. It's over then. Oh. There is a footnote here. No, footnote. However, the defense... Oh boy. Allow me to pay my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of the country, I welcome you by delivering the final verdict. I trust there's no chance. Just tell me one thing. What are you in the middle of saying something? Footnote in the side of the however, the defense. What is it? Oh, yeah. Has the right to demand a full examination of the jurors. A summonation examination.
Objection!
A summonation examination for which century has toned. Judging from the binding it's 50 years old. A modern text of the law wouldn't give such an act procedure mentioned. Irrelevant, I forgot. That's long for so you're out of luck. Oh. As a man, what a man. So that's a self also. Oh, one moment. I'll read it. You wouldn't demand the right to proceed before you even understand what it entails. Typical. I'm not gonna say it. I don't see any mention of the procedure being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it's antiquated and largely forgotten, it's yet isn't it? What do you think?
Objection!
Well then, it's capital of the most appropriate. We have a duty to fight to exemplify the highest standards of the jurisprudence. The summoning are embarrassment that it should not be.
Objection!
Right, these are right and are, I believe it's vital to the trial. The defense petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed. This. That is madness. This is madness. Foreman, are you remember? Are you and the reminder of the remainder of the jury is ready? I am not. This was not mentioned in the letter I received, you see. And all members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they reached that decision. On what grounds? You are allowed to decide why you believe that the defendant would be guilty. Oh, my lord, you are rather putting us on the spot. This is most irregular. No mention was made. I don't really hold the jury, all this jury law. Seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then, the summation activities. A defense procedure no one has attempted for years. Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity to look for the term. So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state your grounds on which you find the defendant. And I'm gonna save right here. I'm not gonna end this because I'm gonna end this when the to be continue hit. There was no one else in the carriage at the time. Then it has to have been him. I trust the driver. He's examined his excellent memory. Seems the 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. I struck the chap with him like this. This brazen must say absolutely brazen. I simply typed to call out a statement made to despair of the logical conclusion. You can trust a guild. Fares are an armada. We can't raise our. This is scoundrel. This animal's man's floor is banging thing. Oh boy. I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now. Some of the jurors don't seem to have a wonderfully formed arguments. Do they? Well, let's have us do it. We need it. I must throw. Well, just one moment, Mr. Narada. According to my book, that's not quite how it works, huh? I was hoping to. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed any defense, anything. But then they've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, if you it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more enticing they may become. Entrenched what am I supposed to do? Oh dear, I'm deciding what to do. I don't know. Right, I'm sorry. Well, do you have any ideas how to make this work? Well, from what I understand, the key to the procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your own argument. What do you mean? Well, the 6 members of the jury randomly select a member. They may present the truth on it. They are completely strangers who happen to find themselves in the courtroom together. And there's one way to break them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. You must listen very carefully to what each member says, and then see if their identities contradicts their statement. If we can. If we can contradict their statements, then and pit the corresponding juries against each other. I see. So this contradictions have two of the juries say that we're looking for. In fact, then it's similar to a regular. Oh yes, I suppose you're right. Fine. A contradiction in the statements and pit the jurors against each other. Break down. Right then, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off. Yes, my lord.
Objection!
That seems kind of like it, doesn't it? Please go ahead. Well, listen to this. During this song, you'll hear the exertion from the 6th juryman. In this situation, the Council of Defense should have them done so you'll be able to compare the chosen circle to other jurors. Is that the one? No, you cannot choose a certain juror. Alright. In order to choose a certain juror to have changed their leaning to not guilty already. Once you compel the various jurors select and work out 2 contradictions, then the pit. I see. This is a tough one.
Objection!
Curiosity journey. How would you say the defense stabbed the victim? What sort of method? That's me. Like this. Yes, that was my situation. Sounded quite true. Now then, drawer 6. How could you say the defense stabbed the victim? Oh, well, there, as far as I understand it. Like this. Stab the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. That's good. Now don't move. Take a look at the 2 jars. One said struck the victim without even getting up, and he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. Oh, I never. They're stabbing. It's totally different. I thought. What's my... What it tells us that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh, why the dickens would they lie? I don't know yet, but I do know what I know is there the trial ends on a point we may not find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you really have I say, oh dear. The scale. I don't believe it. Oh! They're ready to kill each other now. Could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the 2 witnesses say different moments? It's true. There's an outside chance that almost anything you care to mention is exactly the point I'm trying to make. Before you feel any questions already? No, what is it, mister? I think you should take a look through the court records. Ah. Chance of what the jurors are saying. What the heck? here. I know, it's like, man, it's one or two things. It's either the photograph or it's the autopsy report. Photograph or autopsy.
Take that!
It's not that. It's not that. It has to be the autopsy.
Take that!
I think there's an autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason examined in the air. Only once. What? Only once? It's quite simple. The victim was suicided only one time. Which means its witness couldn't have seen two different times. Alright, I can see the Hey. Well done, Mr. Waddle. You did it. If you can manage to change two more jurors, we are forced to continue. Two more. Actually, there's something that's been bothering me about a couple of assertions. That's where you must strike next. I need to pit two more jurors against each other to show their contradictions in their assertions. Exactly. You can do it. Well, scales of justice have shifted, but they still heavily on the side of guilt. Counsel, you may have the floor again. You continue. Okay, I think it's the second and the fourth drawer. I think.
Objection!
According to the group's testimony we've heard so far, there's 4 passengers obvious on the night of the questions. According to the coachman, 20 pence is a fare. That's quite right. I've heard the precise details typing nearly in front of me. And juror number 5 also had fallen. The fare for ambience is always 4 pence. That is a fair, convenient single price. Nice. Just the way a London carriage should be operated. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. Why, man, why? 4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication, it would be 16 pence. Exactly, as I said, that doesn't add up. The figures are different. If 4 pence, in fact, or precisely 1 person per fare. 1 person's fare. Yes, in other words, on the ambulance at night, if there's a distinction of the possibility that there's another passenger, but this can't be right. The Coachman's Guild are good men, honest men, and trustworthy. The figures of your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchwood, good sir, is fault. I beg your pardon. Let's go, Mr. Sir. If you ought to consider that this trial ends now, then the news will surely spread over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that nefarious character arrived in the evening. Alright then, how will I make the miserable trial end? Does it end? Not guilty. Well, according to my book here, you're simply launched a ball of iron innocence on the scale. Only a force is there. We're under green, all in there. We don't have to totally get my hands on your beef. This is very irritating. I beg your pardon, sir. I'm going to do this. There we go. Lord alone. I thought you as well. Pennies dropped the difference between a smile and a tear. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow the exact standards of my financial management. Oh, really? I, for once, think the proper that we'll hear from the witnesses again. Wait, that means 4 jurors are just now. What are you implying? Sir, you're not. No one is speaking to me. But we're just gonna say oh, I know a liar wants to see more. And if the chap even dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take the regular shop. Please tell me he's been a barber. He's a barber. Well, and in a matter of remarkable turn of events, the defense commission has flipped the balance of the scale. Yours now stand 2 guilty to 4 not guilty. According to them, there is no longer a majority amongst the birds. The final guilty. And here comes the objection. I verify defense, prosecution, and witness to return to the palace. I call upon to continue to pursue the truth. So, Lord Bonsai, continue submission, if you please. Oh boy. I must savor the original of the primary content of the television. It may seem to have crashed to possess, pay forgiveness to this courtesy. Lord Bonsai. Is it cold in here, or is this me? It's not just you. As you are acquainted, Tone, no doubt say the prosecutor may not speak during the summit. So I honor the deathless silence, and listen to the shrug. It seems I underestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no. There's nothing hard to prove the self-evident truth would seem. No, and why else would the grace of the courtroom with the presence of... So, let's proceed to the next round of the battle. Bring forth the witnesses once more. Witnesses, I trust you've heard the submission, and you haven't. Endure. Oh, yes, sir. I did, sir. Of course I heard it. Oh, yes, sir. I've heard it. You, sir, and on the end of the husband, I believe it's speakable. Yes, sir. My lord, sir. If it's transferred, then the possibility you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger. Well, you... Now then, witness, I hereby call your testimony before us. You will explain the various misgivings you brought to our attention by the defense submission and examination. Various misgivings. I swear, well, I for one was told to pay for 5 pence or the bus. He was filling his fares, and then I saw a well-going sight, and I saw it was too much. I tell you, I saw everything I said before stand. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. Now let's cross-examine these guys. Counsel, thanks. Please. Madam Fifth Hazard Daughter. The confusion and the rest. Explain yourself. The guild fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers a penny fare? It's so cold, and the last night of the day is always half empty. You have been dishonest, coachman. Sorry. No disgrace, people, disgrace. Your selfish actions have been brought dishonor to the guild. I, sir, I've paid. On the bus line. What? 4 passengers, 5 pence each, 20 cents. I have. But I can't make the results come differently. Well, that figures. Well, I would figure that out. You're ready to play with what you already had. If you intend to continue this part of the game, absolutely. everybody I have to pay 5 pence each for 4. I said 5 pence, sir. I told you I said that too. A 5 arrow. I got back to this in the first place.
Hold it!
There's a blood-curdling sight. You mean the murderer, presume? Yes, sir. Some sight. No one should have witnessed them. Well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't exactly say the moment was down. Goodness gracious, really? We have another witness who did, or the maker, or but Mr. Frost actually seemed to find in which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant. I heard the maker next to me. Have a glass. Every time I see that, I can have a screen.
Hold it!
On the fan. Well, I said, this is just for a brief moment, he hesitated before answering. Well, anyway, something about Mr. Firefly's timely just jars to me. I wish I could figure out what it was. Oh yes.
Objection! Hold it!
So, there was only 4 passengers in your care. You were charged with and transfer. Is that right?
Shh!
It's impossible to make the last one that day. to knock it off.
Hold it!
Carefully when you press these witnesses. Their danger is that the jury will end up behaving maybe, but we can't let the fear of yes, you're right. Let's pay careful attention over here. I mean not to remember, if we don't stop the witnesses reacting by the same point, you hesitate.
Hold it!
Trying to figure this out.
Hold it!
This is playing about being playing this blind. the thing come out?
Hold it!
Man, I'm really getting struggle with this.
Hold it! Excuse me!
I really don't want to go to the internet for this one, but this is a pain.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
I'll be back. I can't just do this. this is like really tough.
Excuse me!
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you look at me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really exact harm the fellow and stabbed Larry the Smith. Are you asking me to tell me? He's getting frustrating. I might be able to extract some information and get back to him, though. And it just happened the exact moment of the crime we. Certainly. Unless you spend your time propping that skylight, or speaking to a skylight on top of whatever that is. Excuse me, I'm a respectful city leader. I know that what I saw. I remember a grim scene, I'm telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me for getting hotter in the color, my lord. I would ask you something about your testimony with a clear statement. Exactly what you saw. Oh, I can do that, alright.
Objection!
But soaked hands. Well, I admit the soak was laying a little thick, but anyway, there's definitely blood all over them, but that's covered enough. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Farley, but that's more in particular. What? Here are the gloves that were worn by the defendant, Mr. McCree, my night question. Oh, yes, right. And there certainly does be a sizable dark colored stain there. But as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right hand glove. In short, Mr. Foreplay, your testimony is. You're the lawyer here. Right, you did. He said, okay, your last statement was what? It would go on entire. You don't want to sell the woman. What was it?
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing the man of lying. Yes, it was a bump, but it was a bump in the back of his. And the victim's blood was...
Objection!
No, Mr. Fireplace category state saw the blood all over both hands. Which means a strong possibility the witness delivery is trying to mislead the court. He's claiming to have no right to lie, but there's really a case. And I already know the answer to that. After all, we looked into it earlier. When I was a fireplace line. They had turned the tables in front. Oh. There is that, yes. There is evidence. I just goofed there. We should consult the court. It would be there. Lord? Yes, counsel. The defense is really presenting evidence that Amazon has reclined. I'm afraid, counsel, that before I allow you to have it, I shall finalize you. Okay, yeah, I suppose that's fair point. That wasn't that was a mistake. Very well. Doctors led doctors.
Take that!
This is a list of the doctor's own money, Mr. Dillon. Oh, yes. And innocent victims people were accused of extortion. The point is, the names of the debtors is your name. Mr. Bruce Fairfield. What? Mr. Fairfield, are you currently in debt financially to the accused? Oh, no, well, it's barely worth being called a debt. According to this letter, you owe 20 units, not an unaccountable sum of money. What'd you say? What'd you say? Well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. Gilly were to become guilty of murder. Would that become your debt in that case? These documents do state a loan agreement forged between the two individual parties. Therefore, were the predator defendant here to be sentenced to capital punishment, all outstanding debts were owed or be annulled. And whoever sees these weeks. Mr. Fairfield, it's not the case that you claim the testimony that's seen the song back. It says, let me ask you again. Before we aware you answer me. The precise woman which the defendant allegedly thrust a knife on her. Let's not make melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth on a pinch. A pinch? More than a pinch, dude! But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing a blood on Mr. Wing's hand.
Objection!
And yet, only one defense glove is here. It's stained. So you keep saying... I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Frost. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself. It happened. You've seen what? bloods are on the assailant's hand. I think, yes, I'm almost sure it was on both hands, not just one. What the? What the? This is bad. Well, it appears that we're going to need further testimony from you, all your witnesses. This time, I'd like to perceive what you did and what you did not see. I'm making myself perfectly clear. Yes. Mr. Maroto, this is good news. Of course, those problems seem to have shifted a lot. But yes, I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Alright, once I get through this little statement here, I'm gonna call it a stream and we'll continue tomorrow. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I'm sincerely and distantly remember that. However, I suppose I might not think I might be able to see the exact stabbing transponder. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both attackers' hands on the blood on them. I didn't exactly see anything, no, until I started to scream. Anyway, there couldn't be anyone else inside the car. Let's examine the interior. The victim's fresh blood is visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's accounts. In order, there's no substantial or significant chance. Very well. The cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, sir. Everything you saw in the incident through the skylight of the ambulance. That's right. A fiercely cold night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Oh yes, I remember shivering a little bit. I rather beg the question, why the pair of you were sitting on the roof dock in the first place? Well, I didn't know young fellow about this young fellow, but I couldn't understand. Oh, why not? I was locked on the inside. I was locked from the inside. I tried knocking when no one opened the door. It was locked. That's right. It's a public bus, fortunately. Yes, I had the exact same experience. I tried being weather. The inside gesture for me to clear off. I had no choice but to climb through the roof. Up to the roof and look down while you have to walk. I can assure you I was looking down, glaring at the wall. That there. I'm not sure about these two witnesses, but they really have some average romance. They could have a film room, and then the general. Yeah, that's all clear. And I goofed there. These are writing the evidence. And the witness on the events of... Is that right? Yes, that's right, yes. In that case, is there a portion of the cabin that would have been out of sight from you? What? My God. Obviously, that stage, we can't state. For sure. But it's a possibility we can't deny. At the time, there could have been
Objection!
Yeah, they can't see the bottom right seat at all. If you look at the thing himself.
Take that!
Both rows on the top floor are facing travel's direction. The other area seen is facing each other. Which means the visible part of the cabin, the passenger's dock claim, the roof claim, the skirt, the skylight. It's around here, as I see. Ah! That's right, my lord, as you can see. The seat opposite the one's victim is a therapeutic. In other words, anyone else has been sitting at their seat. It's quite possible these witnesses couldn't have completely aware of it.
Objection!
It's quite possible that some family is sitting there. You're not. I concur on the prosecution of the majority. And right and law evidence is paramount. I cannot entirely control the counsel, but that is unless you. Outside of the wings. I have an inkling. That's both the front one. You are a fool. Your response is definitely attempted by a man who has no emotion. A test, the lesson you learned. This could be it. The good chance I've been waiting for. A night.
Take that!
The passenger in the car is Kevin that was well to see. It has to be Mr. McGee. It's like, what are you talking about? The name of the defense.
Objection!
If this is it hollows, don't forgive this courtesy. I'm sorry.
Objection!
If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGill, it's certainly a consistency that would consider that anyway. But an inconsistency cancel. The defendant's gloves when they say, "Oh." Both witnesses said the same thing. They claimed to have both hands on both hands.
Objection!
Yes, we yet to know this was otherwise.
Objection!
The point is, even in the face of the witnesses maintain their stance. Yes, their testimonies remain unchanged. Exactly. Both admittedly swear that they clearly remember blood on both hands of the assailant. In sorts, their memories of the crime is correct, and their testimonies reveals the truth. If it was someone else, a third party yet to be...
Objection!
What's the third party? Obviously, that's what... Let's start it.
Objection!
It's just that, nothing more than a counter. The witness clearly said they saw
Objection!
But they elaborate this on this testimony. Mr. Fairclough said the two of them were wearing hats. I couldn't say the same for the faces. Yes. The top hats of a skirt and the rug rests on them though. Yes, that's right. Both gents were certainly wear hats when hatted. Hatters tend to not notice such things. What particular style did the two gents sport, Mr. Front? I'm afraid I don't remember. Why do you call yourself a hatter? The style of the hat makes no difference. How can you be sure? Because if they're hatmen, the accused must have killed it, but it totally would have offered us for that fact. And plus, that is, you are proposing even more for sources. The accused has failed to even notice the presence of a true culprit in the cavern that he found. Is there another person found who closed the cavern and examined it? Is any... Their stories bring the accused is revealed to the stand. Well, excuse an objection, but on what grounds? I suspect that we will have to make a full statement from the police. What? That's why. You get sure. Counsel? My lord. We need to hear what he has to say in order to find the truth. I would like to call him. In that case, I would like to hear now. Yes, well, a little more time to get into this. Yes, I'd like, if you ask me, I'd like to hear what Mr. McGee has to say. Get the man out here, as I say. See, I would like to only logically hear his... Well, something needs to be done. Oh yes, that wouldn't be enough. Alright, I think this is a good time to call it a stream, because it's pretty late. We will continue right here tomorrow. Alright guys, I'm Gunno3. Catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.